Welcome back to the Red Dice Diaries, and in this RPGaDay 2017 video, day 7, I'm going to answer the question, what is your most impactful RPG session? Now, it's a difficult question and one I've been giving a fair amount of thought, since I tend to gem a fair few games, so all of them have their own sort of characteristics. Some have impact in some areas, some have impact in other areas, and of course that's not even taking into account the games that I actually play in. So I think there's a number of answers I could possibly give to this question, but to save this video from being massive, I'm going to focus on the most impactful recent session that I've run. Now, I think it would be a Dungeon World session that featured only one player. The player was Matthew Bryan, aka Rhaegar the Dragonborn from YouTube, and Matthew had unfortunately had to miss the main Dungeon World session with the rest of the players due to unavoidable real life circumstances. But I was able to arrange, due to a fluke of our sort of schedules intersecting, to do him a one-on-one session, which isn't something I do very often, so it's a bit of a new experience for me, to sort of catch his character up and play a sort of, this is what you were doing whilst the other characters were doing their stuff. And if essentially it involved his character having died recently, and I don't know if you know a lot about Dungeon World, but effectively when you die you get to make a sort of last breath roll, and one of the options is you get to, death offers you a deal to return you to the real world. Effectively it's a straight 2d6 roll. If you get 6 or less, you're brown bread, that's it. If you get a 7 to 9, death turns up and offers you a deal. If you carry out the deal, you return to life, but obviously you've got to pay whatever heinous price death asks of you. If you get a 10, you're actually not dead, you're on like 1 hit point effectively. Matthew rolled 7 to 9, and we did a whole scene before this one session with him sort of stood on the misty shores of Death's Domain, the ferryman poling across in his barge. What can I say, I'm a fan of the classics. And the ferryman said if he gave him a soul of equal worth, then the ferryman returned him to life. Now he agreed, obviously wanting back into the world of the living, and it was only when he got there it suddenly dawned on him, well, what did the ferryman consider a worthy soul, or a soul of equal value? Now, his character being a famous thief in the setting known as the White Raven, he decided that he was going to basically look on the list of most infamous thieves in this holy city of Amarana that they were in, and find the person who was like nearest or higher to him, in the hope that that would do. Now, he had a time limit of 10 days to do this task in, and basically what we did was we played out in the session a sort of snapshot view of these 10 days, and it was I certainly found it a very impactful session, and I know Matthew seemed to enjoy it. It meant it was a new experience for me, just focusing in on one player and one character, and it meant that Matthew's character, the White Raven, got an awful lot done, but he also had to make some very difficult decisions, and this is where the impact comes in, because obviously he was trying to go to his contacts in the city, look up some old haunts and find out information about who were these thieves and whatever, but at certain points he had to make a choice between, I can find out this information, but it's going to take my contact a couple of days to do it. And as the time slowly ticked down, and I had a timer in the corner of the screen that every time like a day passed it ticked down, as he got nearer to 0 he started getting more and more desperate and having to take more and more shortcuts and more dangerous risks to try and locate this person whose soul he was going to exchange for his own. And that was really, really cool. I really enjoyed it. The timer brought a lot of pace and a bit of frenetic activity to the session, and the focus on one character really made it a different experience for me. So I'll put a link to that session down below so you can have a look at what I'm talking about if you want. But there's my answer for day 7. What's my most impactful RPG session? I'm sorry if you could hear the rain outside, but as of the time of recording, it's lashing it down out there. I'm recording this a bit in advance because I'm away at the weekend. Hopefully, if I've worked out YouTube right, it'll appear on schedule. I hope you've enjoyed this video. You'll consider clicking on like and subscribe. Till I see you next time, take care and happy gaming. and we hope you've enjoyed this video. You'll consider checking out some of the other videos on Red Dice Diaries.